Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. My YouTube channel is James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing this video somewhere else on YouTube. For the main part of the read, I'm using Astromatrix Tarot by... I bring my blank. I don't know. Is this the one that's from... The website in the back is Astromatrix. Some of these... They come forward in different ways. I don't know if this one had a creator or if it was listed that way, but there's astromatrix.com. Nope, .org. Check that out if you're interested in this deck. I want to say this is one of those that doesn't list the creator, but I could be crazy. Supportive Oracle Cards. Your Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. On the back is rockpoolpublishing.com. The AU is an apple, use an umbrella. And of course the dice. You get the dice from the Dice Shop by Math Art Fun. I don't know if it's showing up there. Hopefully it's showing up. I'm going to try to do this. I have to get my ducks in a row to do these things differently, but for right now I'm going to keep doing them the way I was. But Alex, I explained that in other videos. 22-sided dice for the major arcana. 22 I substitute for the 0. 14-sided dice for the minor arcana. I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element. Boom. Alright, that being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. This is James4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. That being said, let's go on to your reading. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Sagittarius? Cards are coming out real fast. That's it? Oh. Unexpected. Okay. More energy, more passion, more energy, more passion. Okay, so... I don't know if this... Okay. Somebody's making a choice around you. Do you know it's coming or do you not know it's coming? The choice is coming. Are we at the end of something or no? I'm not sure yet. Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Fire. Are we expecting an energy to come in? I don't know if you're expecting an ending. I don't know if you're thinking at some point it could just randomly end. It's weird. I feel like this situation is unstable. Your connection to it is stable, but the situation itself is unstable. You know what you're going to do. You know how you feel about it. You know where you're going to be when the situation moves forward. But the situation itself is kind of like, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Yes, I don't know. No. I said I would, but I changed my mind. I said I wouldn't, but then I did it anyway. It's kind of like that. It's a little weird. This isn't a bad energy, but it's backed up by the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands, which is telling me it's very random. It doesn't seem stable at all to me. And whatever's going on here, I feel like it's something I have to deal with. It's not so much something I want to deal with as much as like it has to be done. It has to be done and we need to make this work out. Knight of Wands keeps coming up in the sense of like whatever's happening here, it needs to be dealt with. It's not allowed. This is not okay. When it came forward in a certain way. Whatever it was like I never liked the situation. I don't feel like I like it. I don't think I ever did. But I have to handle it the way I have to handle it, and I'm not going to back down from this. I don't feel like I'm allowed to. I don't know how else to explain that. I just feel like I'm not allowed to back down from it. That's how it feels. So the current energy is still feeling random. This is passing. It seems to be going more to the past tense. can't get by it, can't make it work out, can't work, won't work, nope. And that oneness is like, but it's for the best for everybody, which I feel like that's subjective. I get like it's the best for everybody. I still think that's subjective. That's a passing energy. Something, I feel like this isn't going to be allowed much longer. This Nine of Wands is like somebody's like keeping things from getting in. Not letting things in, not letting it in, not letting it in, not letting it in. And I feel like that's kind of like, well, we're not going to allow that anymore. We're not going to allow this person or people or whatever's going on, we're not allowing that anymore. And I feel like my first response is like, okay. I just feel like I don't have any belief in it. It's just like, okay, sure, you say that, but we'll see. You also said you weren't going to do that, then did it. Then you said you were going to do that, and then didn't. So, you know, it's kind of like saying, well, we're going to give you a bunch of marbles, and they're all going to be blue. And then you get a bunch of marshmallows, and you're like, those are white, and they're not marbles. Okay, sure. In a not at all type of way, but sure. It's really like, whatever the situation is, it's ridiculous. It feels to me very ridiculous. And I'm just holding strong, like, all right, play your games, but I'm not going anywhere. Play your games, but I'm not going anywhere. I just feel like I'm not gonna, for whatever reason, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm waiting for it, and I'm not going anywhere. I am getting very fed up with the whole situation, though. I feel like it's draining me. It's kind of like, you know what? I'm really over this whole thing. To the point where I don't even worry about it as much. It's just there, and it's like I'm getting used to it just being there. It reminds me of like having a broken fence between me and my neighbor's house, and maybe I'm not allowed to touch it, and they're not touching it, and I'm just like, and it's like almost like we're dealing with it in a legal sense. We're trying to work out, what needs to happen. Maybe it was a storm that hit it, and it's their insurance that has to do it, and then they spent their insurance money to have it fixed, and it's kind of like, well, it's not even my fence. You need to fix it, but it's causing me issues. And it's just not working out, and I'm getting really annoyed with it. It's been going on for the longest time. I want to just fix it, but for whatever reason I can't. Very disappointed in the whole situation. It's not completely going against you, but it feels like I'm just really like, I feel like I've just gotten used to it. Like, yep, there's that messed up fence. It's there. I've just gotten used to it at this point. Maybe it's been there for a few years. It's just kind of like, yeah, I've gotten used to it. It is what it is, I guess. It's not even my fence, but it affects my yard. But I guess I got to deal with it that way. I'm fed up with it. I get that whatever it is, you're fed up with it. Fed up way beyond. It's like, fed up is like a nice way to put it. This is coming in from the outside. Judgment and passion. So something is really coming in very strong, and judgment is happening. I know I showed this, but whatever this is, there's a lot going on. Random energy. This has a very strong air quality. It could be something legal. It doesn't have to be. Other people working together. This is no longer acceptable. I almost feel like when somebody says this is no longer acceptable, I'm like, when was it acceptable? I almost look back, I'm like, where was it acceptable? It was tolerated for some reason. It was tolerated. And for some reason, at this point, they're no longer tolerating it. But when somebody says it's unacceptable, I'm like, I'm just like, that's the wrong word. I feel like that's the wrong word to use. Okay, so what's coming in next from this? Strength card, which is a very strong card. It can be the antithesis of the star card. Astrology-wise, this talks about Aquarius sometimes. This talks about Leo. They're the opposites in the zodiac. So they kind of can battle it out, and things can change, but maybe not in the most cooperative way, but changes do happen. That energy comes in. It does feel like, things are pushed through. It just reminds me of somebody like forcing something through, I don't know if I want to use that analogy, but I guess I will. Kind of like, giving birth before you're ready. It's going to create damage, and then we have to have a lot of healing afterwards. I don't know. That's the analogy I'm getting. So I didn't really get too graphic with it, but that's what I got. So I'm going with it. Pushing something through. Like, nope. It's going. That's that. It's a little unnerving. There's advice for this. When this finally does happen, it does feel like it's a bit harsh. It's a bit rough. Do not do this. They're saying this is ironic. This is your card. This is the Temperance card. Don't just go along with it and go, all right, well, at least it's over, and just kind of go with it moment by moment. Because I feel like a lot of pressure has been let off, and I just like, all right, if we can just tie it up and get it done with and just move on from it, whatever. They're saying don't go with that energy. Okay. They're saying take it step by step, slowly but surely. Pay attention to all the details of this situation. Pay attention to all the details and move slowly. It's not going to cause damage for you at this point, but if you move slowly, you might see some little pieces like, oh, no, that's not quite right, fix that. Okay, move slowly. Oh, no, that little bit over to the left. Okay. Nope, put that down. Good. Then walk away from it. I feel like if I go slowly, I'll catch all these little things. I feel like I have to be a little bit more nitpicky with it. A little bit more nitpicky. If you have somebody in your life that can help you with that, be nitpicky about it. Accept it, but accept it slowly and accept it on your terms. It's the way it should be done anyway. Be nitpicky, go slowly. Be nitpicky, go slowly. That's the advice. That's the advice they're saying for that. This situation, the history needs to be paid for. I don't know what's going on here. It's a general read, but you might need to talk to somebody to make peace with the final outcome. Not because the final outcome was bad, but because of how long it took and all the ridiculousness you had to go through. You might need to do some like de-stressing or just talk with somebody that like helps you get it in order so you can make peace with it and let it go. Because the way it dragged out, I feel like that created its own problem. So the history of this needs to be paid for, is what I'm getting. Let yourself let go of it. Like, it's kind of like whatever the reason was that you were holding on, that created its own damage. Like, so for example, if you've been holding on to the situation and you've been waiting for years for it to heal, and it's been dragging and dragging and dragging, the fact that you've had to wait, that is what has to be dealt with. Because I feel like you probably created some type of survival mechanism for it and didn't realize it. Healing that. So it's like, I don't know, you talk to somebody about it is what I would get. After it's done, they're saying work it out with somebody about what you had to do to make peace with it while it was happening, so you can kind of relax and let it all go. Let it all leave you so you can move on from it and be at peace. All right. I'm going to shut that down there. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.